Iesuvare Hanyamena, Lianavosava and Daimone Tavinana. The energies are speaking within relevant tone, and I myself feel potentiality words. Consider me more, and we're forming. The initial sequence of Ra has formulated and is authorizing now beyond view star, and it's a perfect alignment between Mars, Jupiter and Uranus. By definition, mode we would be. Congratulations if you've made it to the other side, right? I can't believe the pineal gland's expansion. Ugh. And aren't we forming well? Yeah. It's been a very, very tough journey, but we're here and we're aligning. Okay, so this would be called the Mars review. And its Orosetta would be conforming viewer light before Rashire Samino. So we're just looking at how the comets are spinning. And then we'll take the view to the next level and say this: I'm only love. Okay, so this is it. It's a beautiful review. And there will be none by potential, and I am seeing, and I can't believe how drunk they're making me sound at the moment. It's ridiculous. See none of you. Hi, I'm up. Hi, I'm up. Hi, I'm up. And we're looking at a Kankar, aren't we? Sorry about my duff singing. I'm just filtering through. It's really intense. We have perceived the change and recognition that is required by Ra to facilitate the oncoming, and that would be the stabilization zone that's required before me. It is seen and always is available, no matter where you are. Their review is this: no matter how high you're flying or low you are, you can always retrieve, and that would be to recognize that you are and have always been, and it's always available. If you came in with the full capacity range, known as 7-star chakra zone, 7-star, they would say the Rishi Suns are supportive of you. If you do not have a heart chakra, you will be confining by oppositional force and discovery view, and you will not stop slinging mud. Okay, and this is what they're showing me now as a potential for all things to resolve itself by the review. It means you will never change, you will never show, you will never know, and it will always be, because every single one of us demonstrate that we ourselves are both teacher and student for our resolve zone, and there be nothing more but light. And beings are their own identity within review, and there's nothing wrong with forming. Okay, and this is it. Fearlessness is part of the Christ consciousness, not the restrictive view that we would seal, refuse, and say no, because God is, and only there be many expressions of source before me, and it is, and I see me more, and only love, and I own me well. Okay, so take a deep breath, and that's the Rainbow Garden. That's the Solar Art Review. That's the nature of the flow design, he said, and the way we do. And don't we love it more, he said. And isn't it both dark and light, or light and dark, and would be true before Ra? And it is. And aren't we perfect? And aren't we only, as always been, to remember the review? Lidi Avazar, Zanyame, Hiavahe Om. And to be received by the light of love. And it is ourselves. And aren't we only? And isn't it wonderful to be reconnected to ourselves on every single level that we be? And don't we love it more? Balance and moderation is key. If that's your lesson in life, and you'll know it, achieve it well and observe me only. And isn't it love before love? And the ignition is its own. He said, Ra be defined, Ra be only. Ra is always forming me well. And we're looking at the stability zone now and how we feel because of what we do and has always been. And will be tested at every level to return and balance and stabilize no matter what. And we feel it too. And aren't we loving only? And aren't we loving only love? And so it is that we acknowledge the Supreme Being through Milky Way, Silva, and Melchizedek. And the Holy Trinity is formed before due light, that it would be, and we love it only, and the Rishi Sun would explode with love and compassion, that we feel it only. And isn't it a wonderful life? And there's already a group of Japanese trying to attack me, and you have to stop because it's not. Consider the reflective zone and the holographic view that you yourselves are trying to contaminate pathways. You must not before Ra and Azonia, and they are considering you more at this time, and they really are. They're saying this: it is Ra by definition only. View no more, and I will show me, and I will see who you owe me. And isn't that Ra? And we would say this: Ra's evil because of Egypt and blah, blah, blah. And my friend wrote to me, and it was shown, I said this, only. And neutralization is its own. Progression will, and I'll choose wise and well, and only I own me, and I will be the respective view in charge because I'm within Christ, and to honor it well, always by the law of one. Lydia of you. Vanyamehe o. Welcome the Amoe to replace the Elohim or Elohim or Elohim, because the new creator is found by love and compassionate learning that it would be and only is. By Ra defined, who will consider me, there is no more time. Leave well in peace. Lesson be done. Never ever before me. Become and express, and simply is. There is no destination. Surah. Sohom niahami. Via Mahamara. Siminatu. And that's the galaxy reformed by definition view, and you may be able to feel Mars revolving and say this: no more time, and I am me only. And you may find yourself simply joining in. That's okay. And it is, and we are, and aren't I only. And it becomes me. And isn't it a wonderful feeling to be yourself? And that's okay. Things occur naturally, as and when they're supposed to, and aren't we only? And isn't it a wonderful life? Duama. Due ahama hai. And we're moving now through Orion's belt by Sirius degree. It's called Sirius degree by Teosavan. So we're looking at how the Milky Way is revolving because of the way we view life. And life itself becomes, and simply, it doesn't matter if you don't understand it. That's okay. Consider observation only and know it well. Okay? And it would be because we are, and don't I love, and aren't I only. It's a reciprocity zone, a reciprocity zone at level 3 that will consider me well and only, and the voice will change from here to there, and it will always be filing me before me. That's it. And so it is. We'll sit there and say this: it's only love, and no one will ever recognize me. The higher I go, the lower it comes, And they'll look at me and say, who the hell is that? And aren't I only? And so we'll keep going on and dancing around the review, and we'll love it more, and we'll say, I'm fearless, and we'll try to be before me only. And it will be because it will see me well. We'll choose it, and we're lonely. And we'll love ourselves before everyone else and love them more because we're only. And we'll say this, selfishness is exactly, and we'll breathe, and we'll say this, I love my monad soul. And it's so expansive that I see myself challenged by the authority. It believes itself important. Of course you will, because the equilateral triangle is always forming. And aren't I the one that owns me? That's it. And then we'll open up. And so we'll take a deep breath. And we'll say this. I love me, God, before Christ it is. And I'm passionate about my loving. I honor and respect the ways taught to me by you, by them, and only. And I see myself, and all it is something that I would know me. Owning me and owning you would only lead to only, because it's loving. And we would say this, thank you ever so much. And we love Christ of fear, of course we do. And it's difficult because of the Mother Father arc and the way it's forming. Because only love would only is and only be my only. That's it. And be yourself. And be okay. And thank them all. And know me. I know because of the way we work, yeah. 3 by 4 and 4 by 2. And it's forming because of lonely love. And only is its own. That's it. And so the comet is moving through, same old eye. So looking at Halley's comet, and they've reviewed it as Hayden's comet because the way it's forming. Okay, so it appears the Milky Way has decided that we are so loving that it can't even complete anything because it wants to join in. Of course it would if you're forming yourself, and aren't you seen as one with the galaxy it is, and take responsibility for yourself without offending. Very difficult, yeah. Learn as we go along, and aren't we only? Okay, so take a deep breath. I no longer am, and am is, and I was. I am. That I am, I never was. Only lovingness. And I choose. Therefore I am and never be seen, because they serve me only, and I'm shown in reflective view by someone else's opinion of themselves, and I'll be myself because I'm known by me. Right, so it's known me. So it's saying known me is the correct view. Yeah, that's Ra's definition. Known me, because by is traveling, right? So that's what we're looking at. Words and definition by consciousness review, that it becomes something. That's it. So understanding how it's forming. That's it. And be respectful at all times because it's only you. And we say it's only me, it's only me, it's only me. And if you feel your layers going, well done to you. But you shouldn't at this stage, they're saying, because of the way it's owning. No, we love our Japanese masters. Don't be an idiot, he said. No, he's brilliant. No, it's Master Maru at level 3. And that's Anakin. And the energy is very beautiful, but it's always observing the mess and expanding because of it. Aren't you selfish? No, Anakin's revival at level 3 because Kade's review is dominant. So the energy is simply is and acknowledging. And if you can look at it without judgment and be okay, you've definitely done it. Because it is never before, and I'm only, and we're still learning through. We've got about 2.5 weeks before Sai says. So they're saying for those that understand and review at this level, there's about 24, 25 of you that are moving through and you've acknowledged it. Okay, so you've got about 2.5, it's about 2 to 2.5 weeks. And at that point, you'll move into the magician and you'll be able to motivate, he's saying, the Ra identity by review point, and it would be, so I'll leave it with you to discuss with yourself in privacy, and it will show. And at that point, the relinquished zone, he's saying, is almost formulating. So you're looking at how Mars's review identifies its calling. By the way, this is a member of the Order of Melchizedek. Okay, so just before you make an opinion about a being that's come in and is evil because it's not a directive path of source, I can tell you that your review point is off, which is why you keep copying, he said, and you know who you are. Lots of you. Saber tati piano namai himararanyani dedeoa. No, it's coming through the accomplishment zone, that it will be seen as it was, as is, as a priest and priestess after the order of Melchizedek forevermore, and it's part of its Reiki and Seiki attunement. It is here on behalf of the order of Melchizedek as a holographic designer, architect, he would say a divine architect, definitely, and it's here as what you would know to be a rescue crew. That's what he's saying. No, we're not going to say each other's names. That's okay. We don't have to define and recognize. It's always serving and supportive. His review is that Ra are establishing, which is why the authority kicks off and doesn't like the attention. So you would see, and just to let you know, so you can diffuse it, police officers, ambulance services, every time you move up into authority, you'll be shown by the Earth's review what authority is, but it's not supposed to be offensive. If they come in and accuse you of something, be careful, because it's not from your dimensional view. Okay, so don't be scared to call it in and run your field review at level 3 to stop it from occurring, because you're within your right to do that, right? So if you feel you don't need to be tested and believe that your human is very important to you, you have every right to call it in. And make sure you look at your positional format, okay? Because the last thing they want is for people to be accused of being mentally ill, mentally disabled, or if you're working for the Genius model, which is part of this review. So the Genius started at 3.8. This one's gone up to about 49.2. So if you're resonating well, know you've moved through the Genius model and you'll know who you are. At that point, they try to go for you to prove that you are in your authority. The point is this: you don't have to prove anything for yourself. The more you are living life and simplifying, the more things happen unexpectedly, the more that you're authentic in your review, the more it isn't supportive of your potential. So they're trying to run the reflective view through radio light and have the equilateral triangle look at you in oppositional mode. So someone else's karma stands before you, and then you take responsibility for it, and they're trying to show you how it was based upon the judgments made, and that was towards the ones that you claim to be offensive but never were by viewpoint, right? So what you have to understand is this: there are dark and light versions of everyone, and not everyone that you believe is offensive in authority view, right? So they're trying to show you the police are on your side, the ambulances are on your side, the government on your side, as much as they're offensive, right? So there's a 50-50 split within the view light, and this itself needs to be looked at, okay? So if there is a problem, contact either the FBI, the Secret Services, and be brave enough to do it. And at that point, they will understand you completely, because they're listening too. Okay, and just to acknowledge this, all right, thank you very much. Time field walking is a complexity that requires many a defensive, and it's the most difficult, yeah. It is very scary. And if you have bridged up and seen disappearing, reappearing cars, disappearing, reappearing people, disappearing, reappearing objects, and you have seen things that don't belong to this earth, then well done to you. You've transcended the review point that was required to keep people safe and understand what was going on behind the scenes. Not everything you see is part of your identity view, and all is required and not until you choose wise and well how you want it to be. The problem is when you choose either way, it will show you because of what you've chosen before, and the soul's review can be very intense because it requires and always is, and many things are moving and acknowledging, okay? So just to consider the relinquished zone and how it is forming because of the identity view in charge, okay? So if you don't understand it immediately, that's okay. And perhaps consider going back and doing some meditation and then asking yourself to help you understand. Perhaps you'd like to ask for a download. Perhaps you would like to sit there and talk to your ego or your subconscious mind and form it yourself without the fear tactics, okay? And ask yourself, is it me? Is it something else? And just be completely honest. Just be there with yourself as you are. There's nothing wrong with you as you are right now. And this is what they're saying, okay? So attempting to destinate, he's saying, or view the atone is different, okay? So the destination is its own, and that's okay, but so are you. It doesn't require do it wise and well, okay? So I'm okay now, and I'm okay then, and I'm okay maybe, right? And that allows you freedom movement, because the movement itself is restrictive if you are acknowledging nothing but yourself and where you've got to get to. Where you've got to get to has already been done, and it would require you to acknowledge the moment you do, it doesn't exist, therefore now. Okay, and so anything can happen at any time, including the definition mode, and there is no justice. Okay, so they're looking at the potential for Ra to form before me, that always distortion, love, light, light and love, it's all distortion no matter what, and also forming free, that you would choose and then you would create love, and that would be maybe instinctively and maybe before that. Okay, so there are many things occurring. To remain as open-minded as possible is what I do, and if you resonate with that, then that's wonderful for you, and if you don't, that's okay too. It's completely okay however it is, but be careful of the mudslinging circus which always occurs at the final degree, where they pit teacher against teacher, student against student, follower against follower, and they go for fine freedom. They sort of do police officers against each other, they do analysts against each other, they have politicians, and if you watch Parliament, right, and they would say this, it is so deceptive because it's always been occurring, and just to consider that it's always been, and there is no destination view. Okay, so something to consider, something to tap into, perhaps go back to yourself and ask yourself, be kind enough to send you an upgrade, an update, or perhaps you could call into your team too, that you know work with you, your immediate spirit guides, and ask them wise and well, am I required to continue within this formality view? Either way, whatever it presents as, and where am I stationed and what is right for me only, choose it well, but always remain open-minded and always see there are many to support as well as you, because all is within perfective motion. Okay, thank you very much. Wow, I'm feeling really tired. All right, guys, I'm going to go. No, they're pushing through directive views. I need to go to bed. I've been up since 1 o'clock and I'm really, really exhausted. Okay, I'm sending you so much love, so much love, so much light, and really consider, I think, and even I will, I'm going to take some time to review with my master, and that's Masadi, who's coming in level 3 to remove extremism from the identity view because it's too much, right? Hey, Overladier. It's not, because Samian's review is coming in at Celebo tone. We can't have any more cyborg distortions through pi. The acknowledgement is that we would move into future representations of the self to look at how it's assorting its own identity, and that it requires spiritual teachers too, right? So this is what it's been about. So if you've gone into the transhumanism approach, it was perfectly identifiable. There's nothing wrong with view paths, and they are required. There are many things occurring, and one size does not fit all. Okay, I'm going to go now because I'm too exhausted, and they're bringing in through a drunk review. I'll speak to you soon. All right, take care for now. All right, bye bye.